house can be an expensive and even overwhelming undertaking, but imagine how hard it would be if you had a child with special needs. Today on House Salad, you're going to meet Sunny Rosanblam, a woman who has made it her mission to help families with special needs children not only have the opportunity to receive much needed home modifications, but to partner with parents and caregivers in bringing freedom and independence to these amazing kids. Absolutely. Well, thank you for having us today.
Our pleasure.
As we talked about, we have Sunny Rosanblam of Tucker's House that's going to be taking us a little bit on a journey to show us what they do. For starters, can you tell us what Tucker's House is? When did it start? How did it start? Sort of what's your backstory there?
Well, Tucker's House started 9 years ago.
Okay.
And what happened was my grandson, Tucker, Tucker's my grandson, he was born with cerebral palsy. So when he got to be about 3.5 years old, it became apparent that we needed to have some home modifications for my son and daughter-in-law for their home. And so I started looking in the community to see what there was to help these families, and I didn't find anything. I'm an architectural designer. My husband's been a builder for many years. I've project managed a lot of jobs. So I knew from that perspective about construction, but now I knew from the perspective of a family that has a child with special needs. When I looked in the community, found nothing. I went to all the therapy places and the hospitals to ask if there was anything out there, and asked, would this be helpful for these families if they had a resource like this? And they said, you wouldn't even believe it. So here we are 9 years later, and we have a nice space now that we are operating out of, and a lot of children that we have served.
Okay, very good. Well, can you take us a little bit on just a tour through your offices?
I would be happy
to. Tell us
to.
about things as we go.
So in here is where we are a lot of admin things happen.
Sure.
But in here is a warehouse. This was very important for us to have. We get a lot of equipment, as you see. So these right here, this and this are vertical lifts. We have shower chairs that are donated to us. These things are donated to us, and we can turn right back around and put them in a home of a child with special needs. We also get other equipment that's donated to us. Sometimes we can use it, sometimes we take it up to United Cerebral Palsy. We also have a place for all our building materials and so forth, because there's a lot of building materials that we obviously go through.
What are some of the typical or more common renovations that you do in homes? Or is there?
Yes, there is. Actually, the number one thing that we do is bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, it is the most potential for injury for the caregiver and the person with special needs. Because you're lifting and transferring, so the caregiver and their body you have to take in consideration, but the person with the disability as well. That they're slippery when they're wet. You need to have enough space, and caring for them as far as their cleanliness is really, really important. So bathrooms, number one. But we also do ramps. We do solid flooring. So carpets are just terrible for wheelchairs. It's like driving a car through a house. Yes, yes, it's terrible. So what we do not only affects the child, but it also affects all the caregivers. Now in Alexa's case, who we will go to see today, she, because of what we have done for her, she can be more independent in her space. But it also helps those who are caring for Alexis. But in Tucker's case, he can't do anything for himself. So it's really a lot about the caregivers and Tucker's safety.
So Tucker's House has been around for 9 years.
Yes.
What's the average number of children and caregivers that you serve each year? Or
well, usually we serve about 30 children, and there's usually about 4 caregivers per child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what's really important to say here is that what we do is something that they benefit from every single day, many times a day for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So what we do goes deep with these families.
Sure. Who are some of the donors that contributed?
Well, Been There Dump That actually donates a dumpster to every single one of our
wow.
projects. And sometimes it's a few
That's not something you didn't think about.
No, I know. They called me up and said, hey, we would like to donate a dumpster to every one of your projects. Sometimes it's more than just one dumpster. So they've been a wonderful partner for us.
Okay.
Home Lift has done all the installation of stair lifts, and Hiller Plumbing, Heating, and Electric have been our partner for a little over 6 years now. The Rotary, and not only have they donated financially, but they've also volunteered on our projects, which is really great. We have churches that donate to Tucker's House, so we are always very grateful.
You mentioned the community. What communities do you serve?
Well, we serve a 1 hour driving radius from Franklin.
Okay.
So we kind of make a circle to do these projects. So it is vital. Our donors are vital to Tucker's House. The people that see this mission and realize that this is something that needs to happen. I get calls from all over the United States.
Imagine. So if somebody wanted to donate their time or their money or their materials, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, if they go to our website, www.tuckershouse.org.
Well, I'm excited to go meet Alexa.
Yes.
Alexis, right?
Yes.
And her mom, Alicia.
Yes.
And see what all you guys have done over at their house.
Yes.
We
Let's
ready?
go.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Welcome. How are you? Hi.
Come on in.
Thank you. Well, this is Alicia, Alexis's mom, and this is Alexis. We're so excited that you've invited us into your home today. Sunny has told us about the different things that you guys, that Tucker's House did for your home to make life a little bit easier for Alexis.
Yes.
So would you mind sort of taking us on a tour of what they did and how it's really helped you and helped her?
Sure. So let's go on to the basement. The tour begins in the basement.
That is such a cool little trip down the stairs, isn't it? That's so awesome. I love it. So I want to learn a little bit more about you. Alexis, I know your name is Alexis. How old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15.
Joining the-
Oh my
I
goodness.
really don't keep up with my grades.
Well, she's a good mama.
We did this basement so I could be more independent.
Right.
Because when I was upstairs, they had to do a lot for me. They still do. But I want to be more independent.
Sure.
And do things on my own.
Sure.
So when I get older, I can move out and
That's the
do
goal.
things
Yeah.
on
Well,
my own.
you are a brave young lady. Maybe third grade is what made the difference. I don't know, but you are a brave young lady. I'm so impressed by you. Mom, show us around a little bit and tell us, show us what Tucker's House did for you guys and how
Okay,
they
so starting with the stair lift, that was very important to get her up and down. One of the things are the double doors, and right there. They're very important because if she ever has to be in a chair and it gets extra wide, we have 2 doors we can open and we can always carry in. And it's just a straight rollway. And it's also important if she has to live here for a little while longer, her friends can come in. So that's the importance of the living room.
Okay.
And the bathroom is probably the most important. This is the bathroom, and several important things right here is that she can sit to take a shower, because initially she was in the floor or climbing out of a tub because upstairs was not fixed for her. So she can sit on the bench, she can shower herself, she can be completely independent with that. And then over here we kept a jacuzzi tub because she has bad circulation in her legs, and so we put her in that several times a week. Over here is the sink, and we have an accessible sink that she can use with her wheelchair. We have a tiltable mirror.
Oh, look at that.
And then lots of storage for medical.
Right, right. Okay. Well, this is a beautiful bathroom. I mean, you know, you think about somebody coming in and redoing something, but I mean, y'all have even taken the touches of like trendy light fixtures, and it's pretty. It's a beautiful bathroom.
This is one of the important things that we have in the entire basement, and these doors enable Alexis to get in and out of all the rooms by herself, and it's very important.
Yeah.
And we have those so that Alexis can get in and out of the doors by herself. Her dresser has to be mounted, and it's just the whole setup is different to get dressed, and they had to walk through, do we do a closet, do we hang things, how do we do it? So we put in a very nice walk-in closet that we can use if we need it, but we also had to walk through how does she get ready. And so you see we have a vanity that's low for her, and all those things. When you're working with a kid that has special needs, it's hard to know what do you do, and they come in and they help you.
I like the fact that we put a lower window just in case that she needed to be evacuated, or it's lower where she can see out really well. I think that the flooring was very important. The flooring is a vinyl plank flooring, and it is waterproof. It is not slick, so that she doesn't slip. That was a very important feature.
Thank you, Sunny, for bringing us out here today, and Alicia and Alexis, thank you for letting us come into your home and just understand a little bit more. Sometimes, did you ever, when you were younger, did you ever feel like people just didn't understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Still do.
But this is a house and this is your home. And it's important that people understand that not every house is built for someone who has particular needs, and that an organization like Tucker's House can come in and help make that, you know, fulfill that need.
Yes.
And so thank you for having us in here today. And for you out there, we hope you will join us in supporting Tucker's House. We'll let you know about how to get in touch with them and online, and how you can give and help support them and what they do to help other people just like Alexis. All right? Y'all have a good day.